All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you fucking laughing at. We partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right. Welcome to DP Quarentimes number 15. Wow, 15 of these already, man. That's great. That's 7 different Sundays for us, just so y'all don't know. So we do and that's every other Sunday. So that just is a testament to how long we've been in this pandemic, and we've tried to pivot, with how we do it. But we've enjoyed the DP Quarentimes just because, it allows us to bring in guests from all over and bring in guests that, if maybe they don't have the time to come down to the studio, we can get them at their homes and things like that. So this has been a fun experience. I'm half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us at epiccastnetwork.com/partnerspod.
2 of 2.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. We've been asking you for a while, and we will continue to ask you. Please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we continue to do well. And that's how we let others know that we're doing well. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You used to see us out in public and you would tell us that you loved us. But now we ask that at the click of a button, please tell the internet, please tell the world, please tell everybody, please tell the Drinking Partners what you love about us, what you want to see from us. Tell us that, hey, we can tell that it's episode 2 of 2 because Dave sounds like he's podcasting on half speed. We know this. You all been listening. You know we do 2 of these every other Sunday, and this is the second one. But we really do need you to hop on iTunes, rate and review. Let us know, man. Let us know what guests you want to see on. Let us know if there's anything that you want to see from the podcast. If there are places that you've been going that we haven't highlighted, let us know, man. We'll bring them on the cast. And as always, in lieu of rates and reviews, we still accept shots of Hennessy, all right? We need Hennessy now more than ever because my kids are loud at home, and I'm at home with them all the time. And sometimes I just need a quick shot in the corner that they can't see, all right? So please send us that, man. Shout out to Car Guy DJ and then Conway's for starting the trend. Shout out to everybody who's kept that trend going, everybody who's ever rated and reviewed, bought us Hennessy, listened, gave us time and attention, man. We appreciate that. And we're going to still continue to try to give you, that good content. We're going to continue to level up and evolve, and we're going to let it flow because we just let go.
September 12th.
Let it flow,
September 10th through the 12th. Barrelandflow.com, man. We got there's so much going on that weekend. First and foremost, we got 5,000 people coming down Southside Works. 5,000 folks outside. Responsibly, sprawling area down in Southside Works. 75 breweries, 30 to 40 Black-owned breweries from across the country, 45 collabs, celebrating Black culture and Black business, Black arts, Black music, and having a great time coming back on the other side of this pandemic. So, and as well as the in-person event, we have DigiFlow. So anywhere on the planet that you want to, join us, you can hop on barrelandflow.com, get your tickets, and Tavor is going to be shipping out 16 Black-owned collabs featuring 21 Black-owned breweries, shipping to 25 states. So, get your ticket, get your Tavor pack, ship that home, and join us from afar. COVID friendly, man. You know what I mean? Making sure that we adapt in this new environment.
Yeah, localized beginning, global mindset, right? So we've always championed local. We've always championed small business, but we do have to spread that message abroad. And one of the curators of that message here in Pittsburgh is Farm to Table, man. They've always told us to eat local, eat fresh, support local, support fresh. You know what I'm saying? They slide in the DMs, as we said. They dope moms, and they sponsor the podcast. So we love Farm to Table, man. So make sure you get them, and make sure you get your tickets to Barrel and Flow Fest. All right. And we in our message, we get to meet a lot of people. We do what we do. We get to be in the in crowd, in the know with a lot of the breweries, a lot of the folks, a lot of the movers and shakers. And we came across this gym out in Verona. And
it's not a phrase too often.
That's not I don't know if Verona is Penn Hills or is not Penn Hills.
I've been living here my whole life, and we still haven't figured it out.
I think the 15235, the 15221 are the most diverse area codes, but then Verona's 15147, which I don't even know where that is, but it's technically it blends into Penn Hills. I don't know what's going on with geography.
It might be its own country, to be honest.
It
we don't
may
even know
be.
That.
It's got a water source. It may even have its own electric company. I don't know, but it's got really, really, really good beer. So it's got Intergroove Brewery out there, and we have the owners here, Kelly Melly and Jen Walzer, in the building. Say what up to the people.
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys. How are you?
I like the spunk.
Yeah. Let's get into it. So you met a guy named Melly, and you were like, "I'm still cool with this situation."
Yeah, I guess we gotta go to the elephant in the room.
First date. Like
I know. My mother said when I called her from college and said I was going out with Tim Melly, she said, "You will marry him." And then 23 years later, so Melly.
Oh, that is love. That is true love. So how did you guys get into the brewing game?
Do you want to do that, Jen?
Sure. We got into the brewing game because, well, love of beer, right? Like most people. Tim has brewed for many, many, many years. We joke around with him because he doesn't even know how long, but Kelly finds labels that she made like 15 years ago for his home brews. So I think that surprises him sometimes how long he brews. But then when my husband and I met the Mellys through beer shares, just, sharing beers. My husband started brewing with Tim probably about 6-7 years ago now. And kind of that's how it started. It really started as a joke, to be honest. We joked around. We were going to open a brewery every time we started drinking beer. And then it just happened.
It was a joke.
So,
it was a joke to y'all. They were serious. The husbands were serious. They were dead ass serious.
We just fell into a brewery. We were walking home, and then he was like, "Babe, I picked up this brewery on the way home." Like that. It just happened.
It got really serious when we found this 6-tap system from a golf course that was going out of business. So my husband bought it. So then Kevin and Tim had to keep up with putting 6 beers on tap because the neighborhood was kind of expecting it. So the neighborhood kept coming over and not leaving on weekends. The Walzers were always hanging out with us, and everyone's like, "This is so good. You should do this for a living." And then Jen and I just one night looked at each other and said, "Let's do it." And it was literally the next morning. I was at her house and we're writing a business plan.
I think the guys thought we would not follow through with it.
I did too. I thought they thought we were joking.
Well, no, they see. Now I got women. You always be trying to underestimate us. First of all, this was already planned out. Okay, we typically don't let our women meet our friends' women unless we got something in the works. All right, so it is all planned out. Like, shout out to them for hanging out and turning it into a business and letting y'all think y'all made it happen. They done fooled you. They fooled you. It's all been a mind game.
That's Tom Sawyer thing.
So what are your backgrounds and how are you utilizing those skills in a brewery setting? Because making beer is one thing, owning a business is a completely different thing. And I love drinking beer, but I mean a brewery? That's something. So like y'all, yeah, I mean, like what? Yeah.
It's definitely a completely different thing, right? I think we're very fortunate that the 4 of us have completely different backgrounds. So we're able to definitely pull from each other's strengths. I have a background in marketing, communications, and Kelly, I'll let you speak for yourself.
I think
she's
and I was a school teacher. So
Oh, she's on location.
You guys still hear me? So I am. So I was a school teacher and kind of stepped back from that when I was raising my kids. So I think the creativity part comes from my end of things, and also really, to be honest, I taught sixth grade, and dealing with drunk people was pretty much like dealing with sixth graders.
Mhm,
Yeah, okay.
mhm, very
You said
much
it.
so.
I was going to say it, but
Yes.
you said it.
Yes.
Dealing with sixth graders will lead you to drink too.
Yeah,
I think that will.
You have to
that's
set up
fair.
an environment very similar to that. Like, is this smoke gonna bump his head over here, man? Like,
Well, you got all all
Right.
the teachers. You like, listen.
Yes.
Once the bell rings, you can come to my spot.
yeah. And they're gonna wait until after school to fight. You know what I mean? It's like, look, you gotta take that outside, not in the classroom.
Across the street.
Yeah,
No,
across the,
I'm no
not
longer
on property.
responsible.
I mean, go beat up Billy over there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I taught sixth grade at Lytton Middle School for 4 years. They're right up there in Penn Hills.
We do let Kelly handle all the drunk occasions.
So do you all? I mean, I know when I went in the other day, Kelly was there. Do you typically, one of you four, are you typically working in the brewery or?
So we're actually, it's at the beginning, it was the four of us just working in the brewery. We didn't even have staff. So we have slowly we've been open almost 2 years now. We have slowly started to get a full staff up front. So, which has opened us up to be able to do some of those other business things that weren't getting done. Right. So we're excited that we have a full staff and we keep adding to it. But we are typically, you'll find one of us there for the most part.
Yeah, that has to be difficult. Like when you start off and it's you four, and now you're not just the beer, but the personality, the experience is kind of run by you, and then now you got to hire someone to be like, all right, give folks that same or a similar experience. Like, how do you even? I would suck at interviewing folks, like for my brain.
Yeah,
you know?
like, yo, so are you me?
Like,
How close to me are you?
how do you interview someone to work at a brewery? Do you like go sit them at a desk and have them hand you drinks? Like, let's talk. Like,
It was
We've done
definitely
a lot of
yeah.
we've done a lot of our lead bartender here. I've known since he was pretty much born. And then a couple friends of mine from different restaurants work here. We have a patron that used to come in all the time. Now she works for us. Today you sent us an awesome employee that fits right in. So we have another friend of ours from the bakery who now works here. So everyone is really close knit, and everyone lives within 10 miles, if not less, of the brewery. And I will say, I think we're super lucky that every person here, aside from the two new people, have been here for a year or more. So we have very little turnover.
okay.
How do you do that?
I don't know how
Keep on beer.
There you go.
here.
Keep it a buck.
Well, no, I mean, so like beer helps, but I mean, we know the beer industry. It's promiscuous. It's a very, everybody's everywhere, and like, and it's all love, folks. I mean, like, but I mean, the restaurant, food service industry. Like, I've been in it my whole life. I mean, and I've worked at a bunch of different places. Everybody knows everybody. I mean, or whatever, but. There's some establishments that can actually hold on to staff, like the people want to work at. I mean, like, and typically it's some sort of environment or whatever. Like, there's something there other than just, like, oh, we got a little, a couple of beers or whatever. Like, what? I mean, how do you go about retaining your staff?
I think it has a lot to do with, I learned this working in the service industry. I do feel lucky that they work for me, not that they're lucky that I hired them. I don't know if a lot of people think that way, but I do believe that every single person here contributes and it expresses our brand the way we want them to. So I do let them know every night, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. Without them, we couldn't do what we do. I mean, regardless of how great our beer is or how great our tap room is, if we don't have great service, people don't come. So I think letting them know how much we value them, then they want to do everything they can to continue supporting us. That's the only way I could think.
And you give them beer.
It works.
And beer helps.
Beer
it
definitely
does. Yeah,
helps.
you sprinkle that on some beer on top of that, and that's that's a nice high retention rate there.
I'm not leaving a place where there's beer all around to go to a place where I'm surrounded by paper. I'm not like paper and computers.
They giving out beer and appreciation over here. You got me in this cubicle, bro.
It's crazy. That warm welcome and that salutation is important, right? So working in I have a 9 to 5, and you don't get a lot of direct feedback in the sense of just, hey, we appreciate you today. And even oftentimes it's difficult when you have a larger organization to make someone feel like that's genuine. If I get an email from the CEO who, from a job grade level, maybe 4 or 5 levels up, I don't know that he or she really cares about me having a great day, or, you know what I'm saying? But to have your owner be present, and then it kind of be if there's 4 owners, but it may be a different one each day, but that same message is being spread each day. Like, hey, appreciate you being here. Also, here's a sixer.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
I think it helps too that we all worked so long in cubicles and different areas, different industries that, we really appreciate the business that we've built and that our staff is helping us build.
So how do you? I mean, I'm a big fan, of we're fans of artists of this show, and these can artists.
That was my next question.
So talk about that. Like, how did this come about?
Is this the gin aspect of the biz?
Yeah, I mean that Kelly, you can talk. Kelly's definitely our most creative. Kelly and Kevin are our creative peeps, but we one of the other background stories from the brewery starting is how we kind of met each other was through beer and music, because we'd always do these beer shares, and they ended up in my basement where my husband had collected tons and tons and tons of vinyl music, right? So it became just a relaxing, fun environment that we wanted to be able to provide to other people. So that being said, Tim went to college with Kelly. I'll let you pick it up from here. You can
So my husband went to college with Steve Meyer, who's our artist. They were roommates for the full 4 years of college. And I went to college with them too. We've all been together and have known each other since then. So he is co-owner of a graphic design company and marketing company in Cleveland, Ohio. Right. So we started with our logo, and then from there, what we really do is all of our beers, I don't know if you've noticed, are lyrics or artists or something to do with music. All of them. And then we take the original album art, we send it over to Steve. He reinvents it into a beer. So a lot of our patrons like to figure out what song is it from, what album is it from, what lyrics is it from. So it's kind of like an Easter egg thing where you can find the hidden messages in every single one of our beers.
So we can quiz them now. So we're drinking this Jitterbug.
Yes.
I, in a 6th grade Christmas play, had to learn to do the Jitterbug, where I would then flip a young lady over my back, and she fell. And it wasn't my fault. My back was there. I don't know how she missed the floor. My back was there. But Jitterbug, so one dope name. I like the names of beers, especially when you can tie the name into. So it's a coffee blonde ale. So the jittery, the caffeine and whatnot. What song? What album?
Well,
should we guess first?
And you can guess.
I have no guess. It kind of looks like this might be a black guy. It's got like a little afro.
Well, let's think of George Michael, and it's Before You Go, and they say a jitterbug. A jitterbug.
Our podcast probably doesn't listen to a lot of George Michael. I'm sure that one of my favorite rappers has sampled them.
Yes.
We could have started with the bouncing around when it comes out. It's Rihanna. We have another Rihanna beer. We have some other ties, but that's definitely George Michael.
George Michael. Okay.
So like how? I don't know. I guess that's a great relationship to have. Just to have a graphic designer on
that
you like
just
that.
lived with for 4 years. First of all, how do you have the same roommate?
Those is hard to find. Like,
they are.
Yeah, I've had, when I was in college, I had about 7 different roommates. I once switched dorms mid-year. Now, I snuck into this other dorm. Like, I didn't, like, have the paperwork to live there, but it was a better room, and they never asked how I got the keys, so I stayed in this apartment-style dorm in the suite for a semester, and nobody questioned me. They just like, oh, okay.
Makes sense.
That's how we get down. But to have the same one for 4 years and still be friends and now business partners of sorts, that's
a
So
stable
are we
relationship.
are we gonna get to see your jitterbug?
That's a lost tape. I think that tape only comes out when, elder relatives may request it. But yeah, I haven't seen that in years. If I find it, I'll put it on the internet.
Awesome.
I
So-
want to see it.
So where is the where does the inspiration for your beers come from? There's a lot going on in the beer world. Like, everybody's doing something. I mean, what is it that, like, you feel about the beers that you're producing that kind of, are your signature or separate you, separate your brand?
Yeah, I think the inspiration of the 4 beers really come from the 4 beers. The inspiration of the beers come from the 4 of us sitting down over a bunch of beers and trying to come up with something different, right? So we just released a series called Happy Together, where we saw in our tap room that organically people were starting to mix beers, guided a little bit by Kelly. But they were starting to mix, like, ask for 2 different beers and have them mixed. And
I'm a fan of
as much as people are liking also the mixed 4-packs, we decided to do a Happy Together series, which was two different beers, and then you mix them together for a 3rd beer. So your 4-pack is 2 different beers, which I think I sent to you guys. So you had
I think so. That's we have them here.
Yeah, the last sour one. So I think things like that are what, we're trying to think outside the box. Definitely still have IPAs, wheats, sours, all the different styles. Yeah, and then some of us will want one really bad and just keep hammering the brewers until they make it. So I'm working on a Kolsch, but
Jen wants her Kolsch.
I mean, how hard do you really have to ask?
They are delicious.
It depends what wife is asking what husband.
Right.
Y'all got a tag team.
Yeah.
I
I have to get Tim on my side to turn my husband. Yeah. So.
I will say too, I think also that being a little more, I'm going to say mature, not older, but mature coming into owning a brewery. We started this 2 years ago, and we all had day jobs. We all have kids that are close to grown. I think we've traveled so many places and have tasted so many beers inside the country, outside the country, that we have brought all of our travels, because most of us, we plan vacations around breweries. We've been able to do that in our lives before we started the business, that we pull from all of that knowledge. Not that it's not a knock on anyone who's just starting, but I think just being a little bit more mature in the industry helped us a lot to know what we like and what we don't like, for sure.
So, I mean, one of the things that I'm a fan of, and, largely, but
episode 202.
Like, the beer is good, right? Like, it's a solid representation of various styles, as well as, doing new things. And that's not always the case. Sometimes breweries are just doing wacky shit and covering up their mistakes with wackier shit. But like, this seems to be pretty solid in its, in what it does. Like, how do you go about that? How was that, I guess I'm trying to understand, like, how did that expertise come about, to get it to this level?
Obsession.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much obsession. If our husbands want to have something taste the way it wants to taste, they will research and figure it out. I just think it's complete and total love of what we do. Maybe we're lucky it hasn't become a chore. We're in 2 years in, but I think it's a whole lot of being really obsessed with giving the most quality over quantity, over money. We want a quality, solid product.
Yeah, and it didn't happen like that overnight. So they had recipes that they were home brewing, right? When you're home brewing on a 10-gallon homemade system, converting that into a 7-barrel system is a little bit of a struggle. So some of our beers out of the gate, we were happy with. Some of the beers, it took a little while. So I think if you'd ask all four, we're very picky about them, right? And that's how you make them better. So I think if you ask all four of us, we'd probably all say we're happy with where they're at right now. Tim takes a little longer. So but I've started seeing him even make good reviews and comments about our beers. But I think that, we're finally where we want to be. And it takes a little while to figure out the different water, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it has been a slow progression, and I think we're feeling good. So I'm glad to hear that you.
Yeah, thank you.
Beers are excellent.
The accolades mean a lot.
Beers are excellent, and I love the dynamic of the married couples, the longtime friends, right? I am interested, though, in how difficult, though, does that... So it sounds utopic, right? It sounds like, oh, we're all friends, we're two married couples, we got a business, we all love beer, everything's great.
Families.
But, all right, when my man bring that beer to the table that you're not feeling, like, how does that work? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are some of the challenges of being so close, and having such history in being in business? Because obviously you would like to have that, but then also if, I done read something and I want to make this crazy beer and, Jen like, hey, fam.
Yeah, because even like in college, like a friend is cool, and then you become roommates, and you're like, bruh.
Yeah, so you just don't shower.
You just that's how you live, bruh. It's how you like.
I always knew you was a little bit tart, but knowing why you smell.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It has all been a honeymoon, right? No, there definitely are some struggles, right? Like starting a business is a big step, a big risk, a big fear. We put a lot of our hard-earned money into this, but there are definitely things I've learned about myself opening a business that I didn't know about myself before. So it's definitely grown me as an individual on like how to work with different people and that kind of thing. But I think at the end of the day, we all kind of just take a step back, and we definitely have we definitely have misagreements. That's not the word I know, but we at the end of the day, you take a step back and you look at what you've done and what you've accomplished, and if something's not working, how can we improve it and make it right? So I think, and I mean, from my parents owning businesses and everything, usually it's year 3, 4 where it starts to get a little rocky. But we were thrown into a pandemic where we had to continually pivot and then come up with a new model and then pivot again and come up with a new model. And all of us had our ideas on how to make it the safest, make it the best, continue to make money while things are closed, make money while things are open. So I do think the stepping back and thinking that no matter what, the 4 of us have the best interest of the business. It's having a kid and 4 of us raising it. We all love it the same. You just love it differently. So I think it took a while there. I mean, it's been roller coasters up and down, but knowing that no matter what would happen, the 4 of us care about the business equally really makes it might take a day. You think about something you've said, or you think about some idea that you have. Sometimes you need to let it go. But in the end, we care so much about the business and our employees and our customers and the beer that we know we're doing everything we decide to do for the best of the business. And I think that's where you have to come back around.
Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, like the pandemic has been, you mentioned it, like you come in, it's hard enough to open up a business and then to go through the pandemic and with the models and whatnot, right? Like, a lot of breweries were kind of abandoning distribution, for a more tap room kind of model because of or whatever. What were you always planning on going straight full, canning distribution and whatnot? Like, and then, when the pandemic hit, like, how difficult was it to adjust to not only the absolute need for aluminum, but also like the lack of a tap room or any of that, and then the varying, I guess the rules and whatnot, changing rules.
COVID, like health guidelines.
Yeah, the guidelines and whatnot.
I'll start, Kellen. You can add.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just thinking about this the other day. It was an absolute shit show. The first few weeks was insane. We weren't canning, and we were closed, right? They wouldn't let us open our doors. So everything was curbside. We did not close our doors one day though. Like it was the four of us because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't want to get the staff ill. So we were putting all of our beers in 32-ounce crowler cans, and it was insane. We had crowlers everywhere and then running them out the door. I think about how the tap room looked, Kelly. Like all I see is cans everywhere. It's pretty crazy. But we actually had our completely manual canning system. All the pieces were in, but we weren't ready to go yet. But we quickly got that up and going. Probably
how many cans per minute were you pumping out with that manual?
Yeah. I don't. The guys have that how it's long. Not yeah. I mean, Kelly and I help back there when we need to, but yeah, I take the easiest job I can. We're doing everything completely manual still, which everybody starts out at, right? So, but yeah, it changed constantly every night, every morning. Kelly and I were on the phone with each other. We're like, okay, what are we changing this morning for tonight? And like, how are we going to do this? So it's been completely evolving. Having the tap room open right now is nice. And we're very fortunate that our tap room is large. Mm-hmm. So we've been able to stay open and keep it socially distanced. So yeah, I think it's been a little bit crazy.
Now that it's warm, the front patio and the back patio are open and people feel more comfortable being outside as well. So we are fortunate to be able to have, our original occupancy is 100. So when we went down to 25%, we can have 25 people, but now that we're up to 75%, including staff, we can have like 65 people inside now and outside. So that is a game changer for us. But we have been open longer in the pandemic than out of the pandemic at this point.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
So we don't know what the norm is. We don't actually really know what we're missing. So when people talk about their loss, we really don't have a measurement or a bar to look at what we've lost because surviving and moving forward and keeping afloat. So I don't think we had expectations of how to keep what we're doing because we were brand new. We were months into it when we closed down.
Yeah, so you were what, like 8 months in or something like that when you closed?
Yeah, maybe 6 or 7. But that helped us a ton though too. I think at least having those months where we could build a little bit of loyal clientele. I'll tell you, for the first, and Kelly, I know will agree, for the first, like during that whole curbside first and second part of it, it was the same people coming through the line. Yep. I knew for sure there's no way they could have drank all that beer, but they
were school teachers.
Yeah,
they had just adjusted to virtual. They were stressed out.
True.
Yeah, that is true. But the support, like local support has been amazing. And we did see new people coming through too. But I think, that's what's been a struggle for us too, is that, we felt like we were just starting to get our name out there. And then,
yeah, but you guys stayed. So you all stayed. You said you stayed open the entire time, right? You pivoted straight to the curbside. So it almost feels like, I don't want to say it worked to your advantage, but there were some advantages you had. Like you could stay open, and it was less. I guess it was less dangerous of sorts because you were friends, you were all friends, and you were married, so you were all in the same household. You were always around each other, and then you could pivot to the curbside. You had a large space. You said the front and back patio. I've only gone through the back. So how do you? We never asked this, but like when searching for a space to open a tap room, like what are you looking for in that? Like how do you see a space and be like, this is it? Like, and do you have the design in mind when you do it, or are you just looking at square footage?
She wasn't there when we bought it.
I don't want to listen. I don't want, because that might be one of them sore subjects that break y'all up.
Yeah, it's very sore. He just hit a nerve. He's like, hold up.
We had been looking for a year. We had been looking for a year, and Jen goes on vacation with her sister, and all of a sudden, the three of us find this building. We loved it so much. We called her and said, sight unseen, you're signing the papers. This is it.
I didn't even have to say that. I was like, does it have parking? Does it have how
an outdoor space?
Then sign it.
Sign it. We weren't looking at Verona. We had looked more north for a while. We were looking at other areas, and just slowly but surely knowing we wanted to be in a little river town. We wanted sidewalks. We wanted a walkable town. This just had come up, and it fit what we needed. And like Jen said, parking is huge. It seems minimal, but just being able to have parking, people really like to come, be able to just park and walk in.
Yeah.
And that was a big, big thing that we were looking for.
Nice.
Yeah. And I love Verona. Like we wanted to be part of a community as well. So, Verona, I mean, it took a little bit, but now they welcome us with open arms. But yeah, I mean, it's been great, but it was hard. It was hard. We almost quit. We were ready.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no places out there. This is a sign. Don't do it. But then we found this place.
So I mean, Verona, were they with it from the gate? I mean, were the folks just like, or were they? I mean, was it pitchforks? Because I live in a dry town, right? And you know, they like we tried to have beer in. It was like, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 5% alcohol. There was like a couple of glasses per customer, and they came down to the town hall meeting with pitchforks. It was like, get this devil's juice out of here, right? You know what I mean? So you know, like, I mean, how was the community whenever you were mentioning brewery, and what were some of the concerns?
Yeah, the community was actually 100% behind us. And that's why we're in Verona. And that kind of solidified it for us. I think that, it's a little bit of an older town. It was a little bit of an older council. So they just needed a little bit of educating of what a brewery was. Because to be honest, Verona, I think in the, 2 small blocks that it is, someone told me that it at one time had the most dive bars in the U.S. And more
dive bars than churches. Yes. More dive bars than churches.
Yes.
So they did not
because the two go hand in hand.
Right. Right. They also didn't understand that we didn't need a liquor license, and they were worried if you need a liquor license, it stays here, and they didn't want to have another one in their township. Now that it took a while to figure out what a brewery was, but then they knew that it goes with us. So if something would ever happen here, that license goes with us.
I never thought about that. Like, I mean, that as a concern, like getting a liquor license now opens you up to just liquor, the whole time, which again, I'm cool with, but I mean, for somebody that, but to even know that in that residency or whatever, if you wanted to change it or however, that's crazy.
Yeah, some of these CDC, and it depends on like what CDC you're dealing with and what group, because some of them are just like, it almost feels like this is their opportunity to make a decision. It's like, I'm just gonna be a hard ass just cause, like
middle management. Middle management ass.
Just because you gotta make a presentation, like.
Is it my turn? Is it?
I don't believe they didn't know what a brewery was. They just wanted to see how,
some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this.
But you deal with that in life.
I ran Enter Groove out back in.
You deal with that in life, like you said, with middle management. That is like the government's middle management.
They did not know. We had to do a PowerPoint presentation to explain to them step by step that we actually make the beer on premise. They actually said things like, you cook it there? I'm like, we make it here.
Yo, so when somebody said that, what did you say? When someone asked you in the meeting where you spent all this time putting together a PowerPoint, because let me tell you, PowerPoints suck to have to put together. When somebody stood up and said, "Do you cook it there?"
Did they think you? Did they try to make you read? Like,
throw my fucking laptop at you? Don't you ask me?
Wow.
I just think they don't understand where beer comes from. They think beer comes from a can from a grocery store. I don't know if they even knew the process and that places can make their own.
Y'all was trying to open a brewery in Salem. That's just
what is this potion? What is this? What is this potion that you?
But honestly, I think it was the community. I don't even know that they cared what we were saying. We had our last zoning hearing, and the community came down and flooded the council room. They have never had that many people in the council room before. They were all full in the room, all in the lobby, all out the street with signs and everything.
That town was thirsty.
They stormed the Capitol. Did they storm the Capitol for y'all?
And we didn't know these people. That's what shocks me the most is we did not have any real connection before now to the town. So these people were so invested in having new businesses and new things coming to their town that they were standing around with signs that say, "We support Intergroup Brewing." And we did not know them from
Started
Adam.
a revolution. Y'all here. Wow.
It's the largest council meeting they've ever had.
Wow. So y'all legends out there.
Yeah. That's a Pittsburgh story, man.
Well, beer travels.
True.
Beer travels.
That
like,
is.
Mugs will let you know that they want to have access to it, and they'll go get it, and people will go to Verona now because I don't know, in Verona, and this is not a knock on the town, but I don't know that there's a destination that you go to that I gotta go to. You know what I mean? It seems like more of a residential space.
Like a hotel.
It should be on your list.
It's coming up over there. I mean, y'all got y'all got like that area in general. I know Leaning Cask is down the street, and then Old Thunder is across the river and whatnot. I mean, you're starting to get these trails that are coming through that are nice, and it connects even up at Allegheny. There's the East End and all that, and East Liberty and whatnot. It's
but think about the strategy as a small business owner, right? So I have a general store or whatever I have, and typically I'm in a community where my constituents are just that community. Well, if I can have Mugs, if I can bring an industry in where people are traveling from outside of the community regularly, and we get a couple of minutes, so now, maybe somebody got a regular convenience store, general store, like, find a way to come in, a reason to come in. You know what I'm saying? They'll find a reason to stop in. So hell yeah, I champion you getting your liquor license. And I'm a drink, and I'm a school teacher. So I need to drink because I'm tired of talking to these kids online. I'm tired of it. They don't listen. Their parents are playing rap music in the background without it being edited. This is crazy. It's a crazy environment.
So who's the record fan?
I'd say most my husband, Kevin. Yeah. He grew up listening to records.
A lot of humans did. That's it. Yeah, I mean, like, but
you mean vinyls? Like he collects vinyls.
Yeah, he collects vinyls. Yes, yeah.
Does he have a turntable?
He does.
He's getting cooler with every dude. Why haven't we talked about Kevin more?
And a microphone.
Every room. Or wait, are you saying Kelly and I aren't cool enough? Like,
I'm saying Kevin has a turntable and you don't.
He has several.
He has several.
Wow.
So you have a DJ battle. Does that happen?
No. Well,
the two couples don't battle.
Do people show up to your door like with turntables?
But that's a good idea.
I've trekked all the way here like that.
Because we're not the vinyl family, but my husband and I met on radio in college. So our radio, I don't know. I think they can spin it, but we can spit it. I don't know. Let's do that.
There you go.
Look at this. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this. Who finds each other like this? Like
I know, right?
Now we have to have some contests. Thanks.
I would love it.
When I was in college, the women I dated in college, I didn't like any of their friends or the friends' boyfriends. I didn't want to hang out with them. None of these
stories came about. Like I mean, that's wild. Dude, in radio, like doing what? What was you doing radio? He was just in radio? You just lived at the station?
Did you call in to win something?
It was it a janitor situation? They bumped into each other? Like, how did it?
No, we had an advisor that had both of us as like students, and he's a year older than me, so he was in Radio 1. And then when he went to Radio 2, they have to mentor someone in Radio 1. And so we still talk to him. We still talk to Mr. Paranel, who put us together. And my husband was my mentor on the radio. And let's just say I learned nothing.
Well, I would say that story doesn't hold up nowadays.
That's yeah.
that don't
It was a
sound
different
right.
time. It was a different time.
Right.
So you didn't learn anything. You learned the language. The language of love.
All right, what's the can for that? There you go. We giving away free.
Write it down.
I'm not. So, but records, yeah, that is, yeah. I mean, so that is, yeah.
This merging of just all of this stuff, it's like, this is like destiny. I feel like there are no coincidences in life, right? So everything happens for a reason. And it's really dope just to see the manifestation of like all of your interests, all of your backstory, you know, the connection, the relationships between everyone, and it comes into a business, and the product is dope. The presentation is dope. The facility is dope. Like when I pulled up the other day, I'm just like, damn, I kind of just want to hang out. I was dolo. But like everybody seemed like they was having a good ass time. And then the one dude came in, like, let me tell you how loyal their customers are. Dude came in and saw me talking to Kelly, and he wanted to know why. He was like,
you trying to run them out?
who is this dude? I'm thinking that's one of their husbands. I'm like, oh man, I'm Ed Bailey. She's like, no, that's just Bob. He just comes in. I'm like,
we had a town meeting already about this.
Yeah.
All right.
So the loyalty of our regulars is real. I did not even remotely think. I thought it was more like Cheers, when you have a few that come in. They hang out. We have so many everyday regulars that they've become such family that you're right. He was like, who are you talking to? He's worried.
Yo, he dead ass
for my
was
husband
like,
that I was talking to someone else.
He was about to tell on you. He was about to call Tim like, hey man, it's this young, suave, attractive, well-built, educated gentleman down here trying to schmooze your wife. You want me to shoot him? Like, it's like, yo, bro, back up.
So yeah, what is you know, I mean, so you I mean, you've been canning crazy manually. So I mean, I know the upper body strength has been insane over the like the build up on that. But now, like the pandemic is opening things up. There's more tap room and whatnot. You know, I mean, how is that? How do you? And I guess it's because you said it. I mean, you don't know what normal is. I mean, how do you prepare for the future, not knowing what that looks like? I mean, because you don't know, like, and because I know there was a whole aluminum shortage that was happening and whatnot. So I know y'all had to find some crazy connects even to get, you know, regular supply or whatever. So now going into the next, it's like, how do equipment? How much do you buy? How can you plan? What do your books look like over the next years?
It's it's scary, but I feel like we came out of this pretty well. That we're just gonna keep going and hope that things keep getting better. And if they don't, we'll pivot. Like Kelly likes to use that term, but we're hoping for more of Inner Groove, and hopefully you hear how we're gonna expand a little bit in the future. But we're gonna keep going and just hope for the best.
So
and pivot as needed. So
you say expansion.
Yeah.
Can you share, or are you at liberty to share what that looks like to you, right? So is that more tap rooms, or is that, I mean, how does it expand? Because you've already moved to canning, right? So typically people will have a tap room and then move to canning, but it dictated that you had to move to canning early, and you've done well with that. Cans are dope. So what does expansion look like?
Open up in Beaver, man. We need a brewery in Beaver. Come to Beaver.
You're dry. That's a whole nother fight we'd have to go through, man.
No, you just no. You just go right next to Beaver, right on the block next to it, and it's all wet over there. It's crazy as hell.
I don't know if we're ready to share what it is yet, but I will say that it's not more canning.
Ooh.
I think our goal was always to not, and I never want to say never. So let's just start with never say never. But we would rather have the taproom experience than be on a shelf somewhere. So we're very, very selective of where someone might have our cans or someone might have some of our beers on tap. We like the face-to-face more, the experience more. I think you enjoy the ambiance more. So our goal always has been to expand that way. So when the time's right, that looks like a path we might take.
Nice.
Y'all each gonna have your own tap room. It's gonna be the Tim tap,
Yes.
the Jen tap, and then there's gonna be more infighting because then they're gonna start crunching the numbers. Whose tap room is doing better?
There's gonna be an inner and an outer groove. It's gonna be worn. I mean,
competitions. We'll all four just have our own, and it'll be a straight up competition.
The inner and outer.
Oh my God, mine would go bankrupt. It'd be beautiful, but it would totally go bankrupt.
And well, that's why you have the other three.
Right.
To support, to keep this one going, right? Because we're all family in this. See, there we go. There's always, somebody's got to go bankrupt. Somebody's got to be bad with money in every construct because then how else do you know that you're good at money?
I don't fully have a concept of money. I don't have much of it. That's it. I mean,
money's not real. I don't know if you've noticed over the past year, but people are making money up.
It is. There's somebody in a basement somewhere literally churning out Bitcoins, man. So
we should buy our whole new tap room if we have one with Bitcoin. Like, let's figure that out.
It would cost probably like 7 Bitcoin.
I'm not gonna lie.
Got a spare coin. Trying to get a brewery.
I know of someone who jumped in that early and they become a millionaire, and I'm just like,
yeah,
motherfucker.
Well, you know what makes me mad about this is like, but you ain't nothing about you a millionaire though. Nothing's a millionaire about you, bro. Like why?
Grandma gave that to you in a card, and it just turned out.
This is a hater now. Like I'm hating on you, and this isn't real. I can't go to the barbershop with a Bitcoin. Like this is stupid.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Like, how do you flash your Bitcoins? Like, you know what I mean, how does anybody even know that's a thing?
Yeah, you can't like Bitcoin it like this. Like,
I mean, where's the flash and the
You can't do that.
You could do
you
two.
Drive around in a fancy car that you bought with your Bitcoin.
It has to be a Tesla though.
Yeah,
it has to be a Tesla.
But now I'm hearing the Jaguar got a better electric car than the Tesla. So now all of a sudden, it's just all of this. It don't mean shit because none of it is real. I mean, it's tangible, but it's not real. Like money's not real anymore. Like GameStop stock is going up, and everybody's buying games virtually. Like nobody's going into GameStop, but the GameStop stock keeps going up. Like,
that's TikTok. TikTok did that. TikTok saved GameStop.
But that's why money isn't real. And that's why folks like yourselves are so important, right? Because you have a tangible product where people can really see the value. Regardless of what the finances look like, people can see the value in what you're doing. With money, it's just like people can manipulate how that shit look. Like if TikTok can change the stock market, then how real was the stock market? And really like, all right, should I just be going to work and collecting a wage, or should I just be creatively figuring out ways to create what is valuable so that I could just look like I got a bunch of money, but not really be doing shit?
So, I mean, as we're talking about things that exist or may not exist in mind games or whatever. So how do you feel? How did that feel when you saw the monkey playing the video game with his mind? Did you see this video? Did you see this? Did you see this video?
Fuck.
Did you witness this?
I know. I just saw it.
No, it was a monkey. If you're listening at home and you have not watched this video, I don't know where you have been. It has changed humanity as we know it. But it's a video. Elon Musk hooked up this thing to these nodes to a monkey's brain, and it played Pong, right? Like the ping pong game, right? But it didn't just play the game. It played it well. It played it better with its mind than I do with a mind and two hands as a human being, right? So this motherfucker was getting it just like so when you saw that video, how did that make you feel?
Oh, Kelly, because I haven't seen it.
Don't
Oh
worry.
my God.
I want to know you. I want to know your impression, knowing that there's a thing out there that allows a monkey to play Pong better than you can with its mind.
Maybe down the road a monkey could brew beer or serve beer. It's a possibility at this point.
They probably had their little drink. They got their little drink that we don't know about. It's a combination of leaves and herbs that they put together.
So you're saying you should be thinking, if you're really talking about long term, you should be thinking about monkey friendly
animal inebriants.
Yes.
Animal inebriants.
Ooh,
I'm
the dawn
partying.
of the planet.
We hear Jen's dog in the background. She's drinking. Why can't the dog be drinking responsibly? The dog's at home.
My dog does like a drink.
Yeah.
I was just saying, let's make a non-alcoholic dog beer.
A dog alcoholic. A dogaholic. It's got to be a dogaholic. Yeah. They twist too.
Well, why non-alcoholic?
No, we could do. There's a lot of songs with dog in it. We can name that thing easily.
So Jen, now that you are aware, you haven't seen the video yet. I just wanted your pre-understanding of this, right? So there's a monkey that has these nodes connected to his brain. And he's playing ping pong with his mind. How does that make you feel to know that that's a real thing that exists? And that's just what we know. We don't know what the hell they got behind the curtain. That's just what they showing us.
There's a certain level of money that.
People have way too much time on their hands. One.
No. They have way too much money. See, when you have a bunch of money.
Too much money and too much time.
Right.
Because there's no use for that. Well, we don't know the use for that yet. Also, it kind of makes sense that he's better at it with his mind than we are with our heads, because when I'm playing video games, I'm thinking of the right thing to do. Yeah. I just have to execute it. So it's basically
hand-eye coordination.
It's just a testament to you got to cut out the middleman.
Kind of like that jitterbug dance when you drop the lady.
That was her fault. First of all, she was 11 years old. She wasn't a lady yet. Okay, she was an amateur.
That's a case. That's about to come back. Somebody gonna find that. That's the end of the podcast.
If this podcast get big enough,
we're gonna be like, it was a different time.
You ever think about
it was a different time.
Right now. She's calling up your ass soon. It's coming.
That's how we used to dance back in the day.
I get worried. I'll be like, yo, if I get big enough, what allegations are gonna come out?
The jitterbug. Like
who gonna say
something? This little girl on the floor
I didn't
like
slam her. It was her job to roll off my back and land on her feet.
Like a fire drill.
He was prepared to catch her, and it was all her fault.
I didn't have to catch her.
That's victim blaming.
I didn't have to
jitterbugged. Let's not victim blame the jitterbugged. It's the jigger.
She
it's
probably
the jitterbugger.
She hasn't jitterbugged since.
Jitterbugger.
I'm
The
pretty
Jitterbug 2.0. Jitterbugger.
I can see the headline already. She hasn't bugged since. Yo, she gonna be on
her bugging career.
She gonna be on CNN.
She was a fledgling bugger. She was a fledgling bugger.
Professional dancer right now.
Wow. She has Achilles problems because of the awkward landing. She had a softball career she was going to pursue.
No scholarship for her.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
on,
Ashley, if you're watching. My bad.
Thank you.
My bad.
That's growth. That's growth.
And I don't have enough money to cover your lawyer expenses.
He sees the error of his ways and he's reformed.
I've grown. I will no longer bug again. I will join a group against dancers who don't catch their dance partner.
Up. Get your skills up.
We have a bunch of jitterbuggers, cheerleaders, the male cheerleaders that are supposed to be at the bottom of the pyramid, but don't catch the girl that falls. We're gonna tell those stories because those are real stories.
What are you pouring right now? What was that?
This is still the jitterbug. I gotta finish the jitterbug.
I do want to get this.
You want to go through like a flavor journey?
I want to. So I'm a big fan of the cuvee, right? I mean, and like we always be pouring something up that sound about right now. I don't know if y'all have done this yet, but my favorite is the IPA with the sour. Ooh, the hazy and the sour mixture is one of my favorites.
So we have two. We do have an IPA. We have the Tiffany Twisted. So we can do that with either of the sours.
Well, that one's special. That beer is special because Jen and I brewed that. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, y'all brewed that?
Go ahead, tell the story. Tell it all.
Go ahead, Jen, you tell them.
So that's our annual Pink Boots collaboration beer. And typically pre-COVID, all the Pittsburgh chapter Pink Boots women would get together at one host brewery, right? But we haven't been able to do that for 2 years. So for this year, Tiffany Twisted, Kelly and I, there's been a woman's touch in every part of this beer. Kelly and I were there, did the main part of the brewing. We have 2 women that work in the front. Ashley's a lead bartender. She came back and did the secondary hop and pulled the yeast. And then we all got together and canned it. So there's been a woman's touch in every part of this beer. And I love it. It's really good.
You canned it, and I know that was a task.
Jen and I picked the 2 hops that we added to the mix. So this
What were the hops? What were the hops? And how did you come about those 2 hops?
I think they have them on it.
So it's Mosaic and Zomba, but we also use the Zomba.
That's a new one. That's one I've not heard.
A new one we tried out, but and then the Pink Boots proprietary blend that you get every year. But really we put our own spin on it with the other hops, right? So the Mosaic and the Zomba. And Zomba was a like we never had it before. Yeah, it was a gamble. So Kelly and I are like, I don't know. We don't want our beer not to be good. So and I know the guys do that all the time, right? So they have to take that gamble, but yeah.
So do you not let your husbands like work with the Zomba now? Like is that y'all hop?
Maybe.
Right, that's us.
You have to claim that every time they come out. He's like, I put you on to that, right?
Yeah,
I put you on to that. Zomba.
There's no Zomba without Mamba. So I guess should we let them choose how we cuvee? Which sour we blend?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess we got to do the cuvee with the sours, and we got to do the cuvee. I want to try the cuvee with the IPA.
You want to do the sours, just the 2 sours first?
Yeah,
I had it at the crib. I drank it that night.
You had to drink them separate and then mix them together.
Mm-hmm. Drink them separate, then together. Okay.
Right. So separate. They're each their own, but when you mix them together, it creates the stimulation of sex on the beach.
Wow. The stimulation.
Okay, we'll just get right into it.
Well, because no one really wants to do that in real life.
So this is the blood orange
minus
and
the
peach.
sand. Minus sand.
Blood orange and peach sour. All right. Oh, that's very nice.
I can taste the sun from the sex on the beach.
Oh, that is very nice.
All right, and then now we're gonna do the cranberry and sweet cherry sour. Man, cranberry and sweet cherry. Y'all got all the fruits.
5.3. That's very drinkable. That's very crushable.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna lead to sex on the beach. This is a 5.3 as well.
So
I love the color
I'm
on
the
this.
sour girl. I'm the one that likes the sours the most. And I don't like when a sour is so low in ABV that I'm drinking double to catch up with everyone who's drinking the IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should be worth.
It should be worth your time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. It should be worth your time. It should be worth the
sexy
calories that you're putting in on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yes. And I mean, this isn't overly sour. I mean, I like the fact that
it does have some bite, but not.
Yeah, it's not like crazy, like, and then like you need that sometimes, right? Sometimes I want to be punched in the face.
Sometimes I want a deep freezer.
Yeah, right? Sometimes I want the enemy, you know what I mean? But sometimes I want a nice little, like, little crushable, get you there.
I just wanted the beauty of this beer. This is a very attractive beer.
Oh, wow. That is really good. Wow. It's like pop.
Yeah.
Soda?
Soda. Nah, man. We don't do that around here.
Soda. It's like soda. Are y'all soda or y'all pop?
I'm soda.
I'm soda.
What about your husbands?
Soda.
Soda, yeah.
Is that like a prereq?
No.
I'm just trying. So I'm getting married, and I need to know, like, what questions do I need to ask before I say I do that are like the deal breakers?
Oh.
Well,
I don't know. I got married in 97. I don't even remember how I said I do.
You say it in English?
Wait,
I don't know.
This story that keeps coming out is like, well, it was a professor, and then I passed out. I woke up. I was married, like,
and I may or may not have passed Radio 1.
Alcohol involved,
right?
He was brewing at that time too.
Yeah, right. So is that the mix?
Yeah. Now we got the cuvee going on here, and that's a very nice color.
pretty, right?
Yeah. Y'all did something right there. Yeah, that's a wave. This needs to be everywhere. Everybody should have this offering. Like this should be a place like you walk into a brewery, you should be like, well, give me your finest cuvee. That should be a thing that you should say to a mom. Give me your finest cuvee.
I was talking to Cam like, is this something that you're seeing everywhere? She's like, not yet.
Yeah,
they're gonna taste it and they're gonna be on it. I'm like, all right, I won't say nothing about it.
This should be like I want to curl my mustache up when I do it though. You know what I mean? When I come before I come in and order it, I got to curl my mustache up.
Yeah.
Like I might tie a lady up to the train tracks. You know what I mean? Like, very villainous.
Dastardly.
With that. You dastardly. I need a dastardly stash to order your finest cuvee. Like,
you just introduced a word to the podcast. In all 300 plus episodes, I don't know that we've said dastardly.
Dastardly. that needs to be a beer. Dastardly stash.
Dastardly. So right now we have the same series on tap here, but we have a chocolate coconut brown ale. And we have a caramel cookie brown ale. And when you mix them together, it makes a Girl Scout cookie Samoa.
A Girl Scout.
Shut the front door. Y'all, listen. First of all, Girls. Okay, I'm not so much a supporter of Girl Scouts, but the cookies are excellent.
The cookies are just top notch. Like even the knockoffs can't really match the butter or whatever the hell they put in there. There's some kind of something. You know what I mean?
Well, they get it just straight off the boat. They get it straight from it
ain't stepped on.
That's a drug rig. That's
uncut.
There's a reason why they built that tunnel for that. What's the dude that had the tunnel that they built out of out of the jail? Yeah.
Oh, Escobar. Yeah.
No, I don't even think it was Pablo. It was.
The Chavez. Who was the El Chapo?
Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo.
Yeah. He's funding the Girl Scouts. I'm connecting the dots. El Chapo is funding the Girl Scouts. That's how he got that tunnel. Like, come on, man.
Oh man.
Them cookies.
Well, you did see the story where the Girl Scouts opened their stand next to a dispensary. Because that's brilliant.
Yeah, that is. That is great marketing. That's a genius.
That's marketing right there.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Listen, back in the day, you could send your daughter into the dispensary and grab something for you.
That was true. With some food stamps.
Yo, hey, before y'all pack up, run in there and grab me some haze.
Some cookies and kush.
Right.
That's gonna be on the box one day. Once it's legal everywhere, I can't wait for the Girl Scouts cookies and kush box.
Oh, nice.
All right, so we got to do the IPA sour cuvee.
Yeah. Let's do the IPA sour cuvee.
Which one do you want? The blood orange? Or
I want to taste the IPA first. Let me get a quick swig of that. I want to get some of that. That was that Zamba.
Y'all.
That Zamba. Isn't that what they do to get in shape?
That's Zumba.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
But it makes me sing Zamba number 5.
That's Mamba number 5. That's a dance, right?
Mamba,
But now I'm thinking of the wrong song because I'm like, a little bit of Monica in my.
Zamba,
is that the
Zamba
song?
Number 5. It should be Zamba number 5, yeah?
But that is the right song, right?
Yep, that's the right song.
Shit.
I wouldn't have got that shit. Yeah,
man, listen, I've listened. A little bit of Monica. And that was like the Macarena without the dance.
I like the color. I like the color on that.
Yeah, we wanted this, like we did the same. It'll be an annual thing and we'll just adjust it hop-wise every
like that.
But I always want it
kind of
nice
fruity,
and like how I talked about being in more of a springy summer beer.
Yeah, it's a dry fruit. Like I liked it.
Yeah.
It's not hit you in the face so you can drink
that's
a lot.
Very smooth. I like a soft. I like a soft IPA, man. Don't give me that green shit. You know what I mean? Like, let that motherfucker mellow out. Give it some time. You know what I mean? Motherfucker young and rambunctious. I need that motherfucker to, you know what I mean, be mature.
Y'all
hit the palate, right?
Y'all undried this man. This man's supposed to be dry.
Beer.
Y'all undried him.
This is my I'm on a dry month.
Y'all pulled him in.
But I was like inner grooves coming in.
They pulled him in.
So
with
I
the Zamba.
got a taste. You know what I mean, it'd be rude to you know.
They brought that new to the table.
Yeah.
You never tasted that Zamba.
You said cuvee. Like I was like, I'm not gonna drink. And then they said cuvee. I was like, hold up. I don't even know how many episodes we've been doing this, how many years we've been doing this, and ain't no motherfucker
brewer has
came
ever
in and was like, I got
suggested-
this cuvee for you, bruh.
We had a cuvee run where we was just throwing Hennessy and stuff and throwing all types. We had a little run.
The sours with the Henny, and we were doing all kind of wild shit, but nobody has brought it to the table quite like this. We appreciate that. Yeah,
they got a whole series behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and they got a new hop. This that blue magic.
And it's available to everybody.
Just that blue magic.
All right,
Craft game.
Definitely
like
not proprietary.
let me just try
Which
one
one?
of
You want the
these.
sweet cherry or the blood orange?
I think
Orange.
the orange is probably
Yeah, give
gonna
me blood
complement
orange.
that a bit. You know what I mean, with the citrus in there.
Yeah, the hops are citrusy.
Okay. And to the listeners,
Ooh,
sorry,
the
we're
color
drinking. This is 2
even
or 2.
complimentary or whatever. You know what I mean.
You say it don't even look like it's been vade. Is it been cuvee or vade?
That's a winner.
Couved?
Is it cooved?
Has it been couved?
That's a winner right there. It's nice.
Yes.
I haven't tried that. Have you tried that, Cal? Mixing.
I haven't. I tried it with Razzle.
Oh, that is
Razzle
a.
Rock.
And it made it more full too.
It gives the sour a nice hot backbone to it. That is just yeah.
It's almost like we made a hazy.
Yeah. It's like a juicy haze. It's do that.
We
do that.
Keldamelli?
Do that in your spare time.
We killed a melon.
You Keldamelli?
We made a hazy.
That is.
We're drunk.
Yeah. This is my first. I'm already a little tipsy. That's what happens when you do a dry month and you come back in and get 3 ounces of haze in you. This is nice.
Typically, this happens on episode 2 of 2. It started off like this. I don't know if y'all noticed, but he was potting at half speed. But no, again, to the listeners, we're joking a lot, and we're making light of it. But I do want to highlight, the taste of the beers.
Mm-hmm.
These are really good beers, and I'm big on presentation, right? So there's so many beers out there. There's so much shit when you walk into these distributors and stuff like that. Like it's good to have a dope can that pulls you in, but then you feel kind of misled when you got a dope can and an average beer. You know what I mean? It's like, man. You know what I'm saying? So when the product matches the can, I really do appreciate that. And then the thought into the name of it, right? Like the jitterbug. I'm like, that jitterbug name is really fucking sweet.
I'm not gonna lie, it's nice not talking to a bearded white dude in the flannel.
I was gonna say that.
I mean, in one of these interviews, sometimes you get sick of. I mean, and so it was very nice and refreshing talking to you two ladies, and we appreciate y'all coming on and schooling us.
Y'all got a fire IPA.
Yeah.
Y'all show up to the party with the fire IPA like this what we made with the Zamba Joe. You ain't even got the Zamba. You gotta like flex on folks when you see them too. Like you ain't even got the Zamba. Like you need to holler at me. I got my man over there, you know what I'm saying? He'll get you the Z real quick. How many ounces of that Z you need? What you need? Quarter pound, what you need?
Yo, and the cuvee, that's a winner. Like that is that's a winner right there, man. So whatever establishments you open up in the future, please have that as an option. I will be there expecting that. That is
Well, they cuveeing already. It's part of the business model. So for the listeners who aren't hip, can y'all let the people...
Before they go, I need to
Damn
know,
it.
what is your favorite...
I almost made it.
What is your favorite form of potato?
Do you understand? Do y'all see how... He was very stern in that interruption,
too. I was a little off. I was still into this cuvee, I mean... the sour Zombo over here.
He was dead ass about that interruption. Like, hold on.
Hold on. What is your favorite forms of potato? Because I know y'all got some crazy.
You did this question. I should have been prepared. You did it on the Pittsburgh Brewers Guild Virtual Happy Hour.
Favorite form of potato?
Yeah. I'll say sweet potato with butter, brown sugar. Yeah, that.
I'm going to say Mr. Potato Head.
That is one that I have not heard before.
That's my favorite.
So wait. Now, which Mr. Potato Head? Is this Toy Story Mr.
Correct.
Potato Head or regular?
No. The new Potato Head non-binary.
The non-binary
Okay.
potato head.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going with
Okay.
that one. The gender neutral
Potato head.
potato head.
Just potato head.
That is the
Okay.
most unique. But then
I
I
get-
have to push back against that because I think the Toy Story Mr. Potato Head is the best Mr. Potato Head. We saw personality. We saw a man in a he was in love and he would sacrifice for it.
was.
We saw him turn into he turned into like a soft taco shell for a minute in one of those movies. Like he had to walk around like Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story is probably the best one.
I like Mr. Potato Head. I also like Potato Head, the non-binary potato that is ushering in a new era for the new generation. I mean, shout out to the potato heads. I know I resemble a yellow potato with a beard at times. So,
Yes.
you know, I'm very, I mean, it's almost like my peoples, right? I mean, so shout out to all the potato heads out there, bearded
cousin.
or not. I mean,
So how do they I don't know, maybe we should talk about this over here. I'm like, how do they gender neutralize the potato head?
well, you just take a potato.
Does he just wear Converse?
It's just a potato. So it's like when you pull a potato out, you're not like, ooh, man, I hope he has, like, I'm gonna put it in blue. Like you just pull a potato out and you fry it. You don't even think about what color the potato is. So then you put a mustache on it, then it's a mister, and then I don't know what you put on it to make it a woman. What is it?
They made the
Well,
big
she has
lips, right?
purses and accessories. So she has like lipstick, but then you can
Mhm.
still put like a ball hat or so now you can mix all the parts.
Oh, so they're
it's just
giving
a
all of
potato.
it with the okay.
all of the parts with just one potato, not
Oh,
mixture and
you
mix.
had to buy a Mr. or a Mrs. potato.
Yeah.
I always thought it just
Oh.
came in the same kit anyway.
No.
But the
You now
potato
have
was
to-
shaped the same. Like the
Yeah.
missus didn't have like an extra curve on the back end. It was just like still the regular potato.
He wasn't that lucky.
Oh, there was no extra potato in,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Mrs. pack.
I'm saying yeah. It's a little bit
extra.
more of a little more swivel on the back.
A little-
Are we getting
Come on.
canceled because of that? Am I out of pocket? Am I out of pocket?
Your traditional curvy potato.
Oh, well, now if you do that, now you got to do the BBW potato. Like you got to hit all the potatoes now.
That's a lot.
Right.
Nah, just
Yeah,
just
now
throw
you
it all
need
in
to
one.
potato,
Yeah, I
apple
mean, just throw it
potato,
all. Yeah, I mean, just save some trouble.
Where does it end?
Save some trouble, man.
Now the fries coming in. Like, well, what about the
Hey,
what about the potatoes? That was
sell it all in one pack.
creamy potatoes.
Make the same
fries.
buck. So, man, you know, but that might have been the best answer outside of vodka. Shout
That
out to
was
vodka.
good.
Vodka
Yeah.
was. We've gotten
Yeah.
really two really good answers on the past. So I'm gonna let the people know where they can find you if they haven't found you, and they're definitely looking for you now.
Well, thanks guys for having us on, but you can find us at www.intergroupbrewing.com and we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Intergroup Brewing.
That's definitely the market.
And
Come to me in the tap room.
Yeah. And you'll see us at Barrel and Flow.
Yeah.
Just let go.
September
Let
10th
it flow.
through the 12th.
All right, Dave, hold on. Let them know where they can find us.
We are the Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, you can find us on epiccastnetwork.com.
No, bro, you ain't gonna drop much.
Partners Pod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Spotify, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Partners Pod. And you can find us September 10th through the 12th at barrelandflow.com.
Hey, we want to thank our guests, Kelly and Jen, for coming on. We had a great time. If you have an opportunity, man, get out to Inner Groove Brewery. Like it's even if you just picking up something to go, you know what I mean? It's a great vibe. I've been in. There's a great vibe, great beer, great cans, great everything, man. And we love to see women in beer. We love to see women doing their thing in beer and having ownership and such. You know what I mean? So we appreciate your time. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate your collaboration with the festival. And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family, and we is out of here.
No. Oh yeah, no, that was that was super dope. So yeah, we appreciate y'all finally. I mean,
Tell that dude that tried to G-check me, man. Tell him that we cool now. It was an older white dude. I mean, that doesn't really Doesn't give you much. Probably owns penny loafers and Patagonia vests. I don't know, like, it seems like that. He tried to G-check me.